You're now rocking with your DJ. Take the party.
We get ready to take over.
Yeah, baby.
In Aurora tonight, a family is grieving after a teenager is shot and killed by Aurora police following an armed robbery. It happened last week near 8th and Dayton. Police say the 14-year-old boy had a gun and refused to drop it, but his family is questioning APD's story. Marissa Armas talked with the boy's family, and Marissa, they want to see the body camera video to learn exactly what happened.
Yeah, and this shooting is now being investigated by the district attorney's office, which is protocol. A spokesperson tells me that depending on what that investigation finds, then they'll determine whether or not charges need to be filed. And like you mentioned earlier today, I spoke with that boy's family, and they want answers on what exactly happened.
Last week, Jordell Richardson's family was at Aurora West College Preparatory School celebrating his continuation. But now they're here, releasing balloons in his memory.
He was very outgoing, loved sports, music, loved to just entertain us.
This family is pushing for answers as they try to understand how a police officer shot and killed the 14-year-old near 8th Avenue and Dayton Street on Thursday.
He was shot in the back. That's what they said. And then after they broke that news, they had the nerve to ask her, to tell her that he didn't suffer. He was 14 years old. How do you know he didn't suffer?
Police say Jordell and others had just robbed a convenience store and stole several vape cartridges. That's when Jordell ran away and eventually made contact with officers. Police say he had a gun.
He could have easily subdued him. He was a child, and I know he was scared.
Regardless of the situation, he made a mistake, he messed up, but he shouldn't have to pay for it with his life.
Jordell's mom says from what she knows, her son never had a gun.
Like, he's never been in trouble with the law. He's never had no run-ins with the police.
And as this community writes goodbye messages to Jordell, they're pleading for answers from police, demanding to see the body cam video from that fateful night.
We're preparing for a funeral while he's sitting at home, getting paid.
What is his name? Jordell!
Release the names.
Footage and the unedited footage.
Who was the real threat at this point?
Right. We just want answers.
Now, we have also put in a request for that body camera video. Of course, we'll bring you those updates as we get them. The family has also set up a GoFundMe account to help with funeral expenses. In Aurora, Marissa Armas covering Colorado First.
Tough story there, Marissa. Thank you.
Still ahead, the dog park that's now...
This is CBS News Colorado at noon. Aurora's acting police chief offers comfort to a family after an officer shoots and kills a son. I'm Michelle Griego. 14-year-old Jordell Richardson died last week after police say he and others had robbed a convenience store. Now the chief says the family will get to see the body cam video of the deadly shooting. Our Justin Adams joins us from Aurora. Justin, how did the parents seem after meeting with the interim chief?
Well, Michelle, I had a chance to speak with Jordell Richardson's mom, and she told me that she was mad, angry, and sad after hearing how her 14-year-old son died and was killed by Aurora police officers last Thursday, and she is awaiting to see body cam footage of the incident. This morning, Aurora Interim Police Chief Art Acevedo and Jordell Richardson's mother shared a hug before he addressed the situation inside of the Aurora Library. Police say before the shooting, Richardson and others robbed a convenience store and stole several vape cartridges last week. That's when they said Richardson ran away and eventually made contact with officers. Richardson's mom said from what she knows, her son never had a gun. His aunt says they were told he was shot in the back. APD said the teen had a gun, and this morning, Interim Chief Art Acevedo said Richardson was shot in the abdomen, not in the back. Jordell's mom wondered why the officers needed to shoot her son in the first place after he was already tackled to the ground.
To hear that they tackled my son to the ground, that he had a weapon in his waistband, and they still shot him in his stomach, that they killed my son. It's not fair.
Interim Police Chief Art Acevedo says that he expects the body cam footage and the name of the police officers involved in the incident to be released later on today. In Aurora, Justin Adams, covering Colorado First.
Justin, thank you. Police now say
Aurora's police chief says an officer tackled a 14-year-old, taking him to the ground before another officer shot him in an alley behind a mini-mart. Jordell Richardson's family watched body camera video of his death today.
Police say he and a group of other kids robbed a mini-mart Thursday afternoon. Officers chased Jordell, then shot and killed him. 9 News reporter Cole Sullivan is outside of Aurora Police headquarters as the chief just released new information today. Cole.
Yeah, Kim, Aurora Police Chief Art Acevedo says that Jordell told responding officers that others in the group forced him to rob that mini-mart. His dying words, apparently captured on body camera, included, quote, "I don't know them," and, quote, "they made me do it."
Joyful, funny. He loved to be with his family, his little sister, his big brother.
Jordell Richardson's mom says she can't understand what happened. Why Aurora police shot and killed her 14-year-old son.
But whatever the situation was, my son did not have to get murdered.
There are no words that I can express.
This morning, the chief told her and us new information about the situation. He says a sergeant in the gang unit spotted Jordell and others wearing hoodies and masks near this mini-mart Thursday afternoon. The sergeant called for backup. But before more officers arrived, the chief says the group held up the store, stole some vape cartridges, then scattered. 2 officers chased Jordell down this alley. 1 tackled him to the ground.
You can see very quickly him and hear him yell, "Keep up, get your hand off the gun," words of that nature.
Within seconds, the chief says the second officer shot the teenager. Police say Jordell had a semi-automatic weapon.
And they couldn't think of nothing else to do to make the situation, to help the situation, only just shoot my son in his abdomen while he's on the ground after they tackled him down. He didn't have the gun out, he wasn't waving it, none of that.
Some were angry with the chief.
So you're saying you're going to release the video before the officers write statements about what happened?
Jordell's parents want accountability.
Whatever race, nationality you are, don't let this just go.
We want to emphasize, right now, all the on-the-record information we're getting is from police. We have not seen the body camera video ourselves. The family watched it today, and state law actually prohibits the police department from releasing it to the public for 72 hours. The chief says he intends to release that video. The family's attorney says it'll be released at 3 o'clock on Friday. Some of the businesses in that area also have surveillance cameras as well. Kim, Tom.
Yeah, we're seeing so much of this police body camera video these days. They're always hard to watch. This one will be tough as well. Thank you, Cole.
Not only that, if we are going to go back to the old way that Aurora Police is going to be policing, I'm going to be watching each and every one of your fucking officers, and I'm going to hold them accountable.